I've analyzed hundreds of faceless YouTube channels in the last 9 years of doing YouTube automation. And what I'm about to show you is the 8 top goldmine niches you can go into right now. And yes, you can make lots of money in these niches for barely any effort. Now, before we get into it, if you're new here, my name's Caleb Box. I've been doing YouTube automation since 2016. In fact, I made over $3 million with it. I've been featured in Forbes, Men's Journal, and I was personally mentored by Mr. Beast, the biggest creator on the planet at this point. Every week I upload videos helping you grow a faceless YouTube channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to get notified. So right here on my screen, you can see this one channel called Free Investing. Okay, so this channel talks about, almost like tips about investing, motivational speeches. 1.4 million subscribers, and if you go over here to analytics, we'll see how much money they're making. We'll look at the channel revenue, look at the views. $23,000 that they're made in the last 20 days off of 2.5 million views. That's really freaking good. That's about roughly a $8 RPM. And if you don't know what RPM means, it means how much you make every 1,000 views. And there's a reason why it's important that you know that, because what I'm about to show you will make you be like, wow, okay, I didn't look at niches the same way until now. So let's go ahead and head over to this one other channel I want to show off, which is Fantastic Captain, okay? Fantastic Captain is a faceless channel, 158K subscribers, doing movie recaps, just doing random videos, trying to recap a big movie, right? And if you go over here to most popular, big views, 4.5 million views, 3.7 million views, they're doing pretty well. But if we want to go over to analytics, this is where you'll be like, huh, that's crazy. So let's go to views right here. And then let's go to analytics of revenue. You can see that they're getting 2.8 million views in the last 20 days, more than the prior channel, but they've only gotten $7,000 in the last 20 days. Why are they getting paid less? I mean, that's the real question, right? Well, the reason why is because naturally their RPM is less money. And the reason why their RPM is less money is because if you look at the type of people that are most likely watching these videos, I mean, just look at the titles. Father sells ugly daughter, but in 2 years, she becomes most beautiful in town. I'm sorry, what? Like, someone who is a high, I could call it high value, but the truth is, it's just someone who is older and has a decent amount of money or is willing to spend money. They're most likely not the type of people who are watching these particular videos on a daily basis. And because of that, advertisers, who is what pays us on YouTube, advertisers are most likely not willing to pay a lot of money to have their ads displayed on these type of videos associated with the type of demographics that's on and watching these videos. Here's a perfect example. If we go to this channel right here, the one that has a high RPM, which is $8, this channel right here is about investing. So ask yourself, who is particularly watching this channel? The type of demographics watching this channel is an older person, maybe in their 40s or 50s, and naturally older people have a little bit more expendable income than younger people, right? And then also on top of that, because the particular niche is investing, well, what do you think people are selling in that niche? There's financial services, like you could sell life insurance, like advertisers can. You can sell courses in this niche. And because of that, advertisers know in the back of their head, okay, I have a $10,000 product. I'm willing to pay $2,000 or $3,000 to YouTube in order to get one client to purchase a $10,000 product. In that situation, they're willing to pay more money because they're going to make more profit back, because the type of ideal demographic that is watching this content has more money and they're more likely to spend it on $10,000 of a product. But if you go back to the another analogy here, this channel, particularly this channel here, I mean, the most you're going to get is maybe $50 to $100 product that you could sell to this type of demographic. And so advertisers are not willing to spend $3,000 to acquire a customer for this niche. They're only can afford $10 or $20 to acquire a customer. Does that make sense? So certain niches, advertisers are going to pay more money to get their ad in front of that particular eyeballs and demographics. So as I go through a bunch of niches, I want you to keep in mind, I am particularly looking for a high RPM niche, but also a high view count that we can make every single month, because that is what matters the most when it comes down to picking a profitable niche. Okay, in order for us to do this though, we have to rank it in 3 different columns. Column 1 that we have to rank a profitable niche is earning potential, right? RPM. The second column is ease of creation. Like, how hard is it for us to consistently make content in that niche? And then I'll be scoring it 1 out of 10. All right, let's talk about the first niche we got, which is like anime self-help, I guess you could call it. This niche, this channel is called The Growth Paradox. It has 93,000 subscribers on here. You can see their most popular videos here, 1.2 million views, nobody cares, work harder. The 1% mindset, 895K views. The 5 a.m. mindset, 518K views. Not too bad. It's not that bad of views they're getting. Now, let's go to analytics and see how much they're possibly making in this niche. You can see they're getting 1.4 million views that they're getting in the last 28 days, which is roughly $9,000 that they're making. Now, personally, I don't think they're making $9,000 a month. Just to let you know, the extension I'm using is called NextLev. It's a Chrome extension, and sometimes it's a little bit inaccurate when it comes down to estimates, because at the end of the day, we don't actually know how much they're making unless we're pretty much owners of the channel. We don't know how much they're making. If I had to guess, I don't think they're getting this big of an RPM, because this right here is like a $7 or something RPM. I don't think they're getting that type of RPM. If I had to guess, maybe it's a $5 or $6 RPM, just because if I show you the channel here, like look at the videos they're making, this is more self-development. It's not really like finance or money. Finance and money naturally will pay a little bit more than simply just self-development. And so I think this RPM is a little bit less, but regardless, it's not bad money that they're making. I mean, $9,000 is $9,000. But here's the problem with this niche that I would say is this is what I call a niche where you throw things at the wall and hope it sticks. It's that type of niche. Some niches exist like this. For example, these titles are so vague and they're not specific. It's never too late. Prove yourself to yourself. I mean, I guarantee you when the guy made that title, Prove Yourself to Yourself, I guarantee you he did a little chuckle because of how cringe that title is. But regardless, like look at the most recent videos. 10K views, 12K views, 20K views. I mean, that's not good. When you compare that they have 93,000 subscribers, that's not that good. And you know, what I look for is I look for videos that recently went viral that is more than what their subscriber base typically is, or higher than what they normally get. And I mean, honestly, maybe only these two videos here. And then if we go further down, let's see, when was the last time they had a video that hit 100K views? That's the real question. Did I skip it or no? I mean, it might be further down. I mean, we got one right here, 100K views, which was a month ago. Was there any other one that maybe got close to that? There was none. So they have not had a video hit 100K views in a while. And so this is what I call throwing things at the wall, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. I don't like these type of niches personally because it's unpredictable. Like I want to go into a niche where it's a little bit more predictable. Like I'm building legitimate fan base and it's an always relevant topic. It's a little bit more predictable than this. So because of that, I would rank it probably a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, the next niche we have is space, all right? This one channel, Space Matters, got 272,000 subscribers. And look at this, crazy views, 5.4 million views on this video, 4.4 million views, 4 million views. What is beyond the edge of the universe, the most horrifying plants ever discovered. It's very evergreen. And honestly, I kind of like niches that are a little bit more evergreen. For people who don't know what evergreen means, it means it's always somewhat relevant, right? It'll always be somewhat relevant and something that people would click on. I like it because that gives you a level of predictability, a level of income that you can always rely on. You're going to get paid for it years later. You're going to still make passive income from it. I love niches like this. I particularly love niches where it's a combination though of evergreen and trendy, where for example, a trend will be something that's only relevant for a couple months or a couple weeks for that matter. And I like going into a niche where I can take advantage of that, where it's a massive boom of views and millions of views, which makes me hundreds of thousands of dollars. But then at the same time, it also allows me to create evergreen topics. Like an example of trendy and evergreen would be like NBA. Like the NBA basketball niche has a balance of the two. But at the same time, it's still not a bad niche. Like evergreen is mainly what this channel is about. There's not a lot of trendy stuff related to space that you could touch on or tap into. And so I would say the only challenge with a niche like this is it's a little bit more competitive because the demand, the people that want to watch these videos will slowly go up, but not massively or fast compared to the amount of people that is making videos in this niche. Okay, so naturally you're going to have to make really good videos to stand out of the crowd. Now let's go ahead and look at their analytics and see what they're performing at. Channel revenue, let's see, $13,000 that they're estimated to make in the last 28 days out of 1.5 million views. Very, very high RPM. It's a good niche. So it's not bad. So I would probably rate this like maybe like a 7 out of 10, I would say, of a niche. Hey, future me here. Real quick, I want to let you know something really important. I'm doing my 5-day challenge. I do this every single month. Step by step, I'll be walking you through the challenge day by day, how to build your own profitable faceless AI YouTube channel. And on top of that, you'll be added into a student group where we'll be doing a cash prize giveaway with different homework that you can complete every single day. And the ones who do the homework will have a chance to win the cash prize. This is why it's one of the best events. I do this every single month, so make sure you sign up. The link is down below in the description. And I'm gonna be giving you a secret script writing prompt that will allow you to write all of your scripts within less than 5 minutes. So you definitely wanna attend live. Okay, so the next niche we have is court cases, okay? So this one channel, Courtroom, Consequences, 1.1 million subscribers, and you can see how wild these video thumbnails are. I mean, but they're getting views, 21 million views, 18 million views in the last year. Pretty crazy stuff. I will say, here's a tip for you. You see the thumbnail? This is AI generated thumbnail. Freaking crazy what AI can do today. And it gets you millions of views when you use an AI thumbnail like that that looks hyper realistic. So anyways, so let's just look at what they're doing on performance on analytics. Okay, so they're getting 8 million views in the last 28 days, making $57,000. That's crazy. I mean, that's pretty freaking good. I mean, the good thing about a niche like this is it can be both evergreen and it can be trendy, because sometimes when there's a certain court case that's going on, you can actually tap into that trend. When everyone's talking about a certain case or a certain situation, you can actually make a video about that, which is super huge. You can get that wave of a trend, but you also have a lot of evergreen topics that you can cover, and there's unlimited ideas. I mean, this niche is one of those niches that you'll never run out of good courtroom cases that you can show off. Now, let's talk about some of the cons though with this niche. I will say I have experience, and I will say some of the niche cons of this would be whenever you're talking about kids or teenagers, like be very careful. Like you can see they're kind of playing with it, but you want to be careful. I found that especially if you're consistently talking about, you know, a teenager doing something really violent, YouTube will shadow ban you for it. So you want to be very careful tapping into this type of thing. There's a lot more moderation that you have to be careful of because it's violent. YouTube will sometimes demonetize particular videos because of the substance of the video. So just make sure you play it a little bit more safer. I know some of my friends probably one of my friends probably actually runs this channel. They like playing it on the deep end, okay? They like doing some crazy stuff like this, which in my opinion is sometimes on the yeah, you just got to be careful, right? Sometimes you get terminated for this type of stuff if you go too far, all right? So I'm just saying be careful, but it's a good niche if you know how to play the game. So I would say this one is probably an 8 out of 10 if I had to rank it. All right, the next one we have is business documentaries. Magnates Media is a good example of this that's been able to pull it off. I will say that this niche is a little bit more competitive. This guy's doing about $50,000 a month. He was doing $100,000 a month. It's a lot more competitive than it used to be. And I mean, the videos, these are very high quality videos and very well researched. I mean, nowadays this might cost you $200 to $300 per video just to get it done, to even compete, because of how saturated of a market it is. So I would just say be careful with this niche. It's a little bit harder. It looks easier than it really is. It's a good niche though if you have a big budget and you're willing to like spend it and really want to take market share, and especially if you want to sell like other products. Again, these type of demographics are very high demographics. The business and investing niche attracts the right type of buyers and right type of audience that advertisers are willing to pay lots of money to get their ads in front of. But again, cost lots of money is the con and lots of time. So because of that, I would actually rank this 6.5 out of 10. Okay, next we have the kind of horror scary story niche. Mr. Nightmare has been at it pretty much as long as I've been doing Faceless YouTube, and he's been the most consistent out of anyone on one channel I've seen. He got 6.7 million subscribers, and you can just see he's still getting huge views to this day. I mean, look at his most popular videos 8 years ago, 29 million views. I mean, this guy's crushing it. Just scary stories that he pretty much makes up in most cases, right? And the good thing about this is it is a little bit of an evergreen and a trendy niche channel. Like I said, if there's a serial killer that is like a real life happening right now, everyone's like, where's the serial killer? Like it's a court case. You can make a video about that and it will help you to hop on a trend. But in most cases, these are more evergreen ideas and they'll pay you long term. So regardless, I like both angles of that. This guy's doing 13 million views in the last 20 days, making $110,000. It's a very high RPM niche. It's very, very good. So yeah, I would rank this one probably, in my opinion, like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 is what I would rank this. So the next niche that we have is almost like financial education is kind of what I would call it. Alux has been at it for a very long time. They have 4 million subscribers. You can see some of the ideas that they got going on, like how does private equity actually work, the 5 assets that hold their value the longest, the only 5 people you need in your company. I mean, very specific niche specific ideas, and these don't naturally get a lot of views, but again guys, guys, the RPM in this niche is insanely high because it's attracting the right type of demographic. They're getting about 2.7 million views last 28 days, making $18,000. They might even be making more than that, honestly, because this niche is a pretty good niche and it's very specific. So yeah, it's a good niche. I will say though, there's less overall views in this type of niche. The only reason why Alux is getting 2.7 million views is because they have been at it for so long. And if you go to most popular, you can see they have all of these videos with like 4.9 million views that I guarantee you some of these videos are still getting views to this day, making them some of that 2.7. Their most latest videos, they've kind of made a small pivot with kind of almost animation level stuff, which again, ChatGPT can do this for you, but it's still a little bit of work. They've made a little bit of a pivot, and in my opinion, this pivot will not get them millions and millions of views, but it'll still get them some decent amount of views here that you can see. So it is a little bit less views, but because the RPM is higher, it kind of balances itself out is what I would say. But it's very much more competitive, I would say, because of that. Like if you look at their videos, this is not easy to pull off, in my opinion. And so you're going to have to step up your game if you want to walk into it. Personally, for me, I would probably rank this a 6.5 or so, 7 out of 10. All right, the next niche that we have is almost like make money online with AI. Now, the reason why this niche is really, really good is because AI is growing like none other. I mean, it's huge right now. And so hopping on that wave is probably the best time to hop on that wave right now. And so this guy specifically hopped on AI, but for a sub niche, which is AI for creators, for faceless creators. Pretty much just talking about how to create faceless YouTube videos and Instagram, whatever. So this guy has 267,000 subscribers. I believe he's doing about 50 to 100 grand, somewhere in between that every single month because he sells products. But that's the big caveat, because he sells products. I mean, if we look at his analytics, you'll be surprised. I mean, this guy, you would think, oh, it's a good niche, right, Caleb? That means it's a high RPM. Yes, it's a high RPM, but you don't get that many views every single month, right? He's only getting 700,000 views. So even if it's a high RPM, let's say it's $10 RPM, that means maybe it's $7,000 he's making a month. It's still not that much money from ad revenue. So most of his money has to come from a different income stream, which is naturally going to be courses, which is what he sells. Okay, so I only believe this niche is good if you're willing to sell a course. That's probably the only time I would say this niche is a good niche right now. So I would say it's maybe a 7 out of 10. If you have your own product that relates to this, maybe a 9 out of 10. Okay, so now what I'm about to show you is the automotive / race car niche. This is the best niche currently today. Of course, it always changes. Like every month, there's a brand new niche that just comes out of nowhere, and then I would say that's pretty much the best one to go into right now. But as it is right now that I'm filming, this is the best niche to walk into right now. You can see that this channel started less than a year ago, 1.6 million views, 2 million views. It's only uploads like one video every month or so, and not even that. And every time they upload, they get like a million viewed video. It is freaking crazy. 20,000 subscribers. Now let's look at their analytics and we can see what they're doing. They're literally making videos about like NASCAR and stuff like that. So anything you think of. Look at this, 3.6 million views, and they're doing over $11,000. That's not that bad. And if I had to be honest, guys, I actually think they're getting a higher RPM than what Next Lev is saying. I think they're probably getting more like $13,000, $14,000, just because I know this niche is a very high RPM niche. Automotive in general attracts older people, which also attracts people who have a lot more money because they want to spend it on cars sometimes. So I'm just saying this niche right now is probably the best one for a beginner to walk into, because it really isn't complicated to make the video edits that they're making. They're just like doing a compilation almost with some commentary of just different highlighted moments in NASCAR moments and like motorsports. So that's pretty much the list. Again, if you want to learn how to actually make these videos, how to use AI tools to make faceless YouTube videos, join the 5-day challenge. The link is down below in the description.